So, I find it interesting how apparently companies can retroactively patch their games. And this is after people have already pre ordered and after people have already bought the game. They can then reach into the game and censor the product and change the product. So, what we're talking about is the Fairy Tale RPG that they censored because, fan service is illegal in America, apparently. The thing that sells anime above, the art and the presentation and the story, and the characters. Like, all that is fine, but the fan service, nah. Nah, 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 nah. We can't be having that in America. Because, see, the exact same people who are all for inclusivity, all for, all for diversity. It's like when it comes to the Japanese man drawing anime titties, like that's a bad, like they can't have that, right? But I, as a defender of diversity, is going to defend the fan service and the Japanese man because, again, in the time of OnlyFans, right? In the time of painting your titties on Twitch, the problem isn't any of that, right? And all that's fine, by the way. I don't care for all that. But, you know, the Japanese man sitting in his mom's basement drawing anime titties, that's a bad thing. We have to stop that. Attempt to explain that to me. The Bokoken, what the fuck is all this? Where does the article start? Oh God, see, I hate how the presentation of these. Well, again, I can't find this on any, you know, actual website. I have to go into the fucking reads and use VPN to find most of this shit because it's fascinating, right? How when anime gets changed after you buy the product, how other games get changed and censored after you buy the product, that, most media sites just do not talk about this. But God forbid the Wizard game gets a mod that removes something. Then Nexus Mod steps in and be like, no, you simply cannot play the game this way. But there's a mod that adds LGBT flags, and they're fine with that. But you can't have a mod that adds white people. It's like, what are you trying to tell me here, right? What is happening? You have the moral authority to change a product after people bought it, and literally years after they buy it. But I think this one game is a day one 15 gig patch. But, and again, you can't refund it. And I don't even think half the time people even knew it happened. Because here's the angle I'm coming at. I'm coming at consumer protection angle. It's like you buy a product off a premise, right? Okay, so Fairy Tale, yeah, it's universally watched for the fan service. Like I know this scares you to death. Like you're like Western inclusivity diversity officers incapable of sleeping at night for understanding this, but it's just the cold hard reality that people buy Fairy Tale and watch Fairy Tale because of the anime titties and anime waifu. Like this isn't anything we need to discuss any further. It just happens. But the Western entertainment has this thing or at least the Western entertainment industry is doing this thing where if you want to sell in America, and this is specifically anime, specifically from the Japanese, because they're absolutely blowing Western entertainment out the fucking water, right? So they have to have these odd rules slapped upon them. But any other game that's being sold in America is fine, right? Like the Last of Us. Was it the first DLC, or was it the second DLC when you had two underage kids fucking kissing? That's fine, right? Or if you had, what's another example? Life is Strange. Or again, you have two underage kids making out. Or you had, I don't know, Baldur's Gate and the bear sex scene, which is illegal in some countries, by the way. Right? And again, Steam has this thing where your shocking content isn't allowed. Not that, and that just doesn't make any sense. What does shocking content means? Like, that's such a nebulous term. Like, there's a game called Manhunt. That, and the entire premise of that game was literally to shoot up a school. And it's like, okay. You can consider that shocking content. Well, I'd agree. Whatever. But then you had a game like Postal, where you can light people on fire, just random people on fire, and piss on them just to put it out. You have games like Saints Row, the new Saints Row, right? The shit that came out, where you can just run people over, right, and gun people down. But and then all that's fine, right? But God forbid you show the anime titty, because that's illegal. Like that, the people are simply unable to sleep at night. Like the market doesn't believe this, but this new, I would say, inclusion, diversity, religion, corporate religion, for lack of a better term, believes this, right? Like they even use their own term. Like they have a completely different definition of, say, diversity. And there was an article about this, right, where people, like, the journalist asked, "Oh, do you like diversity in like the game Mass Effect?" And people were like, "Yeah, diverse storylines, diverse characters, diverse, combat system, diverse character interactions." A diverse world, like, yeah, of course. But they took that to mean, oh, yes, what people want. Lucy, don't you dare fucking take that wire out. But what they meant was, what they did was they took the words that actual gamers said, twisted, and it's like, oh, no, what people want is niggas and vagina, right? We need more melanated boys and more vagina wielding females. And it's like, but that's not what the answer you got from people, right? That's you twisting the answer into your own ideological bent. So again, they have a completely different they use completely different words, completely different definitions of already used words, right? And that they want to impose this on the market, even though the market fully rejects this, right? But what the market wants is what anime is giving them, what Japanese media is giving them, and hell, even what South Korean movies are giving them. Hell, Bollywood from India, like some of those movies are kind of fucking wild. Other forms of entertainment other than Western entertainment is what the market in the West wants. But you simply cannot have that, right? They must, like, this diversity religion needs to impose what they want on the market because they believe they have the moral authority to do so. And this is what I'm talking about here. Like this creator of this game was forced to to censor their product in order to sell it on Steam, sell it to the West, because of people who believe they have the moral authority to impose on not even the market in America, but other countries and other entertainment from other countries that are sold in America, right? And this is the fundamental issue, right? And this is where you have an issue with me. I don't understand why people have a problem with people choosing what they want to watch, because, you know, people could choose wrong, and you can't have people choosing wrong, right? It's like the managed democracy idea. Well, this is the managed marketing, right? Where you simply censor and ban everything else, where the only thing that's allowed is, you know, the corporate slop from the West. And they generally believe if they get rid of the competition just through censoring and litigation, that people are just going to turn to games like The Last of Us or Skull and Bones, or what's that goofy new Star Wars Outlaw game? Like, people are just going to turn back to shitty Western entertainment, but that's just not how people act, right? What people are going to do is they're going to watch old shit. Alright, they're going to just watch older movies, watch older anime. And they simply don't need to go through, like, you don't need to know. Like, you needing to understand why or no is simply not required in this situation. Because people vote with their money, people vote with their time, people vote with their interests. And this is not something you can shame. This is not something you can litigate or legislate out of people, right? You might be able to shut people the fuck up about it, right? You might be able to shut me the fuck up about the fact that, like, there's the holy trinity in gaming, right? You have titties, you have guns, and you have dubstep. Like, this is the holy trinity of gaming, right? And you may martyr me for saying these things, right? But it'll still exist. You know, I'm not. You're just shutting me the hell up. But it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to just normal fucking people in reality that think this way, and we don't even need to cross paths with this moralizing culture of media censorship. We just won't buy the product, right? So, you know, again, I hate how I have to go into the fucking dark web to find shit like this. Like, I tried finding, like, nothing from Kotaku talking about this game, nothing from Polygon. They just simply believe, oh, it just doesn't exist. Like, this thing just, if we don't talk about it, it's just not happening. Or is a conspiracy theory. Well, we know this is happening, and, I mean, you can just call us conspiracy theorists just because you don't want to engage, right? And that's fine. We don't have to engage. We're just not going to buy the product. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. See ya.